people find different outlets to calm their nerves and to help themselves just kind of slow down for a second and focus on the moment. I think the best way that I've realized how to stop myself from torturing myself before a performance and beating myself up and being too critical, or allowing my physical, nerves to just sort of take over my body and almost freeze me up to the point where I feel like I want to vomit or something. It's a real thing, anxiety, and wanting to do such a great job to the point where you just hurt yourself. But there's an interesting thing that I find occurs when you're about to perform, you have all those butterflies, you have all those nerves. But the beauty that I find, and what's so odd, is that as soon as I hit the stage and I begin to sing and connect with that audience, the nerves definitely dissipate. And I just become one with what I'm doing. And it's just about giving and receiving from the audience, giving it back, receiving from the audience. It's a beautiful thing that happens, and it's kind of unexplainable, but it's just about letting go. And it's such a place to be able to release all that anxiety and all that buildup. So in a positive way, the adrenaline builds and it builds and it builds to a place where, as long as you're not gonna let it defeat you, store it up, and then bam, let it out there once you're on that stage, and give out the light that's inside of you. Before hitting the stage, I think it's good to get the positives of being able to take those nerves and those butterflies and those all those emotions that come with, oh my gosh, I want to do a great job. I want to kill this performance. I want to own it. I want to touch the audience. I want to move people. And not being so nervous about that it hinders and freezes you up. Before I get on stage, I'm extremely quiet. I have to sort of be centered and find my center and my sort of breath, and try to calm myself. Because your adrenaline's going before you hit the stage. You hear the audience and the anticipation, like it's nerve-wracking. There's not a show I still don't get nervous for. You want to take all that in and just take it to that place in your soul and your heart that your dream of doing this stems from. When I'm on stage as a performer, because I am somebody that loves to let go and be in the moment and just sing from my heart, sometimes there is a potential that I'm gonna, just zone out and live in that moment. And sometimes, just, as I always say, it's a mental game. Sometimes I do, as a safety net, love to have a teleprompter, the words right in front of me. There's no shame in having reminders for yourself. Having, sometimes I tape a sheet on the floor that has the song set list order. Go easy on yourself. Use any tricks that you can, to remember sometimes your lyrics. I like a prompter. I know the words to my songs, but hey, having that extra safety net or help. Take it if you can. If you have the opportunity, why not? And I just think that the more you're good to yourself and the more that you can just provide yourself the tools to be able to give yourself the freedom to let go and not have to think so much, the better. For me, I've discovered outlets that I can center myself with. And for me, that really comes from when I'm off the stage and not in the recording studio, understanding and centering myself in a place where yoga has helped me. And I'm not talking Bikram, I'm not talking hot yoga and trendy yoga. I'm talking, deep-rooted sort of, spiritual, coming from a spiritual place almost, where you just are connected with yourself and your surroundings in a place where you can breathe it in and exhale it out. I mean, the right people around you is so important too. Being able to always have a place where you feel comfortable and safe to express your true opinion, and you're not going to get judged for it. Whether that be in a family member, whether that be in a best friend, whether that be in a journal or a notebook, where it's just something that you always can rely on, that is your key center and a safe place for you to just vent to. Because, you know, if you keep everything bottled inside all the time and you have nowhere to release that, then that's going to catch up to you and eventually eat you alive. I always find it really important to voice your opinion and to have, you know, strength and confidence in what you believe in. The most nervous I've ever been probably performing was when I sang at my idol's funeral, which is at Etta James. I was asked to sing At Last, and I mean, talk about the pressure of just feeling like you don't want to let this one have any mistake whatsoever, because you want to do her justice on this, in this moment with her family and her closest friends and her loved ones, you know, watching you. And, you know, I didn't even know, do I want to even try and embellish? Do I want to put my own spin on it? Do I want to pay tribute to exactly what she did and emulate her style? And because I had my own interpretation of what I did with the song At Last on many, many tours of mine. I had it in my set list for so long. And my piano player was with me, Rob Lewis. He just looked at me and he said, "You do you, because she inspired you to be who you are. And she's always been one that I've counted in every interview, and you know, nobody can be Etta. Nobody can be another artist. You know, you are you." And I wouldn't be able to do it justice if I tried to sound just like her, because nobody can be her. Nobody can be Etta. So I had to do what she inspired me to do, and that was to sing it in the way that I began to take it on as a love of mine. And so it was very nerve-wracking, but beautiful thing to be able to also feel the love after I got done singing that song. And I got a standing ovation. Everyone stood and applauded, and it was just, it was like, phew. I feel like I didn't fail her, but yeah, that was definitely an important one for me, because it was not about me at all. It was just about my true love and respect for my favorite singer of all time, Etta James.